Hello, YouTube. Bruce Naylor of Frugal Tech, and this is Frugal's vlog number 3. And this one's inspired by a fellow YouTuber by the name of Barnacules Nerdgasm, who recently lost his job with Microsoft after 15 years of service. What a devastating thing that can be, because I know personally I've lost a job myself with a family, and it is hard. But I wanted to make this video to be one of encouragement and share some of the things I've learned about being an entrepreneur since 1989, 25 years. I've had a grand total of 4 different companies, 3 of which done well. One of them, I lost the business, and I lost a lot of money, and it just about put us under financially. So I wanted to share a few tips with you if you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. And I know this isn't so much about technology and that kind of thing, but it's a very personal video that I want to share with you today. First and foremost, anybody considering becoming an entrepreneur, family comes first. Always make time for those you love and those who love you. All the success in the world means nothing if there's no one in your life to share it with. So keep that in mind at the top of your head. Now, a lot of people believe that the more successful in life you become, the happier you get. If I make more money, I'll be happier. If I get a nicer house, I'll be happier. If I drive a better car, I'll be happier. And so the more successful I become, the happier I get. When the reality is just the opposite. Happiness breeds success. If you're a happy person and you're happy in your life, it shows. And it shows in your work and your career with your family, and it improves your success in life. It's true. Happiness and being a happy person is a huge part of a person's success, not the other way around. About 8 out of 10 entrepreneurs are not going to be in business about 18 months after they get started. And it generally boils down to the same basic things. Generally, they don't have a good handle on cash flow, or maybe they're not paying the taxes like they should. Maybe they're doing poor record keeping. They've wasted money on advertising or inventory that they shouldn't have bought. These are all fairly common business mistakes. And one thing you can do to counter a lot of that is to find a mentor, people that really truly know business. I'm not talking about going out and buying a bunch of business books off of off the bookstore or what have you. Talking about talking with people that run successful businesses and forming a mind-sharing group with as many of them as you can and learn from their mistakes. So there's plenty of people out there willing to share with you what not to do, and so you don't repeat those things. Now, one thing I've learned about being self-employed is that a lot of people think you have a lot of money because you have your own business. And they'll try to borrow money from you or try to get jobs off of you, etc. The thing about it is that you have to have a rainy day fund. There may be times where you close some big deals or you get some nice fat checks coming in. You go, boy, wouldn't it be great to put in a new pool? Or wouldn't it be great to take this vacation to Europe? Or we could really use this new car. Well, I'm here to tell you, you want to put as much money back as you can. And that's called a rainy day fund. And you need that nest egg, that to protect you and the business when you hit that inevitable dry spell that puts so many others out of business, not to mention unexpected expenses. The next thing is, it's never been less expensive to get started in business today than ever before. Believe me, when I opened my first office, there was a phone system to buy. There was all these things that we don't have today, these services that we can get on the internet, either for free or next to free. It's amazing. But there's still no substitute for that human element. Technology never will replace that human element. In fact, we sell to people. Forget the product, forget the service. Even if you're a YouTube content creator, whatever you do, it's all about people. Everybody is in a people business. And people watch you on YouTube because they like you, or they buy software from me because they trust me. But it's at the end of the day, everything's about people. And there's no amount of automation, computers, or technology that can or ever will change that fact. So that's something I wanted to share. As far as marketing goes, social is probably one of the best ways to market today that we never had, years ago. 25 years ago, there was none of this stuff. There was no Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, etc. And all these tools are available, but you know what? The tool is only as valuable as the person using it. Me with I'm not a programmer. You could give me the most state-of-the-art computer and the best programming tools in the world, and I would be worth zero with those tools. But there's others out there that's worth a heck of a lot of money. Mark Zuckerberg, turned into a multi-billion-dollar business. There's a gal that's a photographer. You give me a camera to take pictures, they're okay if they're not really worth anything, but she commands a rate of over $100,000 a day as a photographer. It's not the tools, it's the person behind the tools. Don't fall in love with any product, service, or anything you're doing. Never fall in love with it to the point that if it's not working out, that you're not willing to do something else. So many of us get enamored with the product or service that we have or with our business that we close our eyes to the warning signs that things aren't working out. You'll hear quite frequently that, quitters never win and, persist, persist, persist. That's great, but there does come a time to know when to cut your losses so you can live to fight another day. That's what happened to me in one of my 4 businesses. Even though the writing was on the wall, I refused to believe that I couldn't turn it around. And after losing hundreds of thousands of dollars, I had to close the business, and it was quite a heartbreaking experience. I should have walked away from that business a long time ago. You see, some of the best business I ever did is business that I walked away from. And so there does come a time you have to learn to cut your losses. That's the reality of the situation. Always be analyzing and always be scoping out different new opportunities, and multiple income streams is certainly a great way to go. Look, sometimes your passion for something just isn't good enough. I love doing, making these YouTube videos, love it. I'm passionate about learning the equipment and editing and creating and growing a channel with subscribers, but it doesn't pay my bills. And I'm not deluding myself into thinking that, I personally could make a living from YouTube. It probably won't happen for me. There's others who can, but I'm just not one of them. And I understand that. Passion is not enough, but master something of value to people, and then the passion will follow. So the more knowledge and more you know and understand a particular field of service, occupation, the more passionate you will become about it. May not seem like it in the beginning, but I guarantee you that does indeed happen. Believe me, mortgage banking is one of the most driest things in the world. It's pretty hard to get passionate about it. But as I grew to learn all the different phases of that business, from the trading desks and how loans are securitized in bond markets and all that, the more knowledge I gained, the more I wanted to learn, the better at it I wanted to be. Same thing with technology. The more I learn about it, the more passionate I become about it. And whatever you do in life, I think that's really important. Make sure to plan for things like the unplanned. For example, a sudden illness, an accident that puts you out of commission for 3 months, 6 months. Make sure you have adequate insurance coverage that'll keep an income rolling in the door while you're recovering. Make sure that you're planning for things like vacations and holidays and retirement. These are things you've got to fund now that you didn't have to. It was taken care of by your previous employer. But there's one more thing. Make sure you're not just creating a job for yourself, that you're creating a business. And businesses are in business to do what? To make a profit. Keep that in mind as well. Add something to your revenue so that the company makes a profit. Whatever you do, make a profit. Not just a salary. You can go work for somebody else and get a salary, but you're also entitled to a profit for all the risk you're putting into this enterprise. Remove as much negativity from your life as possible. Avoid negative people. Avoid naysayers, those who are jealous, those people that want you down with them. You got to remove those people from your life. You got to trust your gut instinct at times. You just do. You know you're doing the right thing. You know you're going down the right path. Avoid those people that want to convince you otherwise. And you will find that road to success. Sometimes that road is the one less traveled. As I said, build a business and not just a job for yourself. If all it is that you want is a job with a steady check, then try your darndest to find somebody else to take care of those things, like the taxes, the paperwork, the record keeping, taking all the risk, and pay you a salary with benefits. You're going to be a lot better off. But a business, it's got to be a profitable operation. So you're building something of value, not just for yourself, but a legacy that maybe someday you can sell or leave to your children down the road. And that's what a business is about. You know, somebody said, when do you know made that transition from having being self-employed and having created a job for yourself to having a business? And the answer is very simple. When you get to the point that you can have a reliable income without having to be there to run the place day in and day out, you've got a viable business. And that's it. That's what I want to share with you on this video. To any of you out there that watch my videos, you know I'm a business guy. I wanted to share this with you. And that's it. So I mean all this from the bottom of my heart. I wish people well. I wish Barnacules Nerdgasm the very best in the future. Hopefully you'll find some of this advice to be useful. Success comes from happiness, from being happy to begin with. And that's it. I mean, I could go on and on because I'm very passionate about the world of business and entrepreneurship. And there's a lot of gurus out there willing to take your cash for their advice. Jerry, Barnacules, others out there looking to be entrepreneurs, talk with others that's been there, done that. They'll be more than happy to share some things, what to do and not what to do. So that's it. That's the end of this vlog. I probably got a little emotional there because I can understand the pain and the fear. Been there, wondering where that last dollar, this next dollar is going to come from. It's not easy. But I know I'll talk to you later. Take care, everybody.